While on the road to Dog's Stockade, the Hex Girls were in their van, driving past the zombies and even bodies on the street. There were even a few deserted vehicles and even some blood on the streets. Holy crap, this is messed up, Thorn sighed while driving. Believe me, I've seen worse, Dusk said. Suddenly the girl saw a big figure up ahead of him. Thorn, look out! Dusk screamed as Thorn freaked out and then hit the figure. The van then crashed into a nearby picket fence. Dusk, what the hell? Thorn asked while sounding annoyed. Why did you scream? There was something on the road, Dusk replied. Now everyone calm down here. I'm sure we didn't mean to, Luna began. I have no idea what that was, but let's go see what we hit, Thorn said as the Hex Girls got out of their van. As they walked towards the picket fence that their van knocked down, the figure was a large zombie, and it was a mutated one. I think that's more of a zombie, Luna said while examining the body. It's not any zombie, Thorn began, as she and the Hex Girls could see long claws and spikes on its arms. It's a mutated one. Whoa! Nasta wasn't kidding when she said there are mutated zombies, Luna added. This is a freaky one. I believe it's dead. If it is dead, if it was alive, it would have started attacking us, Thorn replied. She, Luna, and Dusk then pulled the body away from their van, and then Thorn popped the hood in their van. Nothing's damaged from what I can see. That's good news, but our van has a bit of a dent, is dented at the front, Dusk said. I'm sure we could still drive it. At least none of us got hurt, Luna replied. The Hex Girls then got back in their van. Thorn backed the van out of the picket fence and drove back onto the road. While driving, they saw a dog stockade up ahead of them. We're all of us to our destination, Thorn said to their girlfriends. Maybe they can look at our van, and if it is a little damage. The Hex Girls got out of their van, and the guards stood right in front of them. So you're the Hex Girls that Mystery Inc. was referring to? One of the guards asked. Yes, that's right. We were sent here by Nasta, Dusk spoke up. Just as she said that, Dog walked outside of his stockade. So you're the Hex Girls, am I right? Dog asked. Why, yes we are. Is Mystery Inc. in there? Thorn asked, answering Dog's question. Why, yes they are. Their mystery machine is inside, Dog replied. None of you girls are bitten, are you? Nope, we're all good, Thorn answered. None of us have been bitten. Good. Rose and Ox showed up here with Mystery Inc. Dog began. I've heard of you three. The gothic band you are? That's true. And right on that, Luna replied. We ran into a mutated zombie and our van at the front got dented, Thorn began as she showed Dog the damage that was a little minor on the van. This should be easy to fix. Bring your van inside. We got mechanics who can look at this, Dog said as the Hex Girls brought their van inside. Soon the mechanics took the van to the garage. The Hex Girls were checked in by the nurse and doctors, just to make sure that they had no injuries. As soon as they came out clean as a whistle, Mystery Inc. showed up. Hey girls, glad you three made it back here, okay? Fred began. Yeah, and our van got dented at the front a bit, Dusk explained. We hit a mutated zombie on the way here. What mutated zombie did you see? Dog asked. Thorn then pulled out a photo from her phone. She showed the gang and Dog what the mutated zombie looked like when they hit it. This one you hit it, does any of you guys know what it is? Thorn asked. That's a bone. It's one of the mutated ones, Dog began. The further you go in Fairview, the more dangerous the city becomes, so I suggest you watch your back. We happened to find a spell book somewhere, Velma said to Dog. Nasta said that she sent the info to you guys here. Yes, we did get it, Velma. My officers told me. Dog walked towards his files and pulled out a picture. Did any of you guys know who these people are? The picture looked almost familiar. It looked like a group of 3 people. Hey, I remember seeing them somewhere, Fred said, trying to remember who the people in the picture were. We've seen them before. Or I believe, Luna added. Hey, I remember. That's Steve, Max, and Laura, Velma explained. She recognized their faces and appearance of the 3 people in the photo. You happen to know them? Dog asked in the Mystery Inc. Of course we do. They used to have jobs at the substation near Scorpion Ridge, Daphne began. But when they found the old mine, they dug out the gold and kept it for themselves. Greedy sons of guns, huh? Dog asked. That wouldn't surprise me. I've seen other scumbags in this world before the outbreak began. Yeah, they even threatened to kill us, Fred replied. I wonder if they have something to do with the cat creatures. That is possible, but how would they get a hold of a spellbook? Velma questioned. That's a very good question. Well, I've got a mystery for Shaggy Rogers, Sally McKnight, Scooby-Doo, Luna, Dusk, and Ox, Dog began. Rog? Where? Scooby asked, looking around as usual. That means you, Scooby-Doo, Shaggy replied. I don't mind this mission. You could just call me Thorn, Thorn said to Dog. Alright. Here's the mission I want you guys to do, Dog replied. My son is trapped in the warehouse not far from here. I haven't heard from him in days. Was he in a group? Dusk asked. Yes, but none of the survivors returned or responded. I fear the worst for my son. Dog sighed sadly. How old is your son? Luna asked. He's the same age as you girls, Dog replied to Luna's question. I do hope he's okay. We help people out, Dusk said. When was the last time you've heard from your son? Thorn asked. The last time I heard from him was 2 or 3 days ago, Dog replied. I tried to get a hold of my men, or my son at least, but sadly they never responded. We could go there and see if they're okay. I'm sure hope he's alive and not infected, Ox said. Thank you guys. Fred, Daphne, and Velma could talk with me about the spellbook inside, Dog said. He motioned for Fred, Daphne, and Velma to follow him to his office. Well, let's get geared up, girls, Thorn instructed to Dusk and Luna. Like, let's go and gear up, Scoob, Shaggy said to his best pal. Row, Reggie, Scooby replied. The armory is only a few buildings. There are signs on the way down, Ox said to Shaggy and Scooby, so they made their way towards the armory. Shaggy and Scooby didn't have any problems finding the place as they met up with the Hex Girls and Ox at the front of the dog's stockade. Good thing we're all here, Luna said, making sure that they weren't missing anyone. Yep, everyone's here, Ox replied. Ready to head out? Yeah, let's hope not to die out there, Shaggy said nervously. The survivors headed down the streets from Dog's stockade. They had been walking for a while. After what seemed to be like a few minutes, Thorn decided to start a small talk with Shaggy. Shaggy, I've been wanting to talk to you about something, Thorn began. What is it, Thorn? Shaggy asked. I want to say something. You're a really funny guy to hang with, Thorn replied. And out of everyone I've hanged out with, you're something special to me. What do you mean? Shaggy asked. What's so special about me that you like? Well, you see, Shaggy, with you and Mystery Inc., it just makes what's so special about this. You know how to make people laugh, Thorn began. I see that in you, and that's who I want to hang with the most. That's awfully nice of you, Thorn. You're a funny girl yourself, Shaggy replied with a chuckle. That's very sweet of you, Shaggy. Thorn then forgot what she was going to say, so it drifted to the back of her mind. No guy ever asked me out or commented on how wicked I look. What is that? Why is that? Shaggy asked. Ever since I was a child, I have been into spooky and gothic stuff, Thorn began as she and the group looked for wandering zombies, but the streets were dead for the most part. As the group kept walking, Ox spotted a woman in her early 30s. She was standing near a building, and she was human. The woman that the survivors saw was heavily pregnant and wasn't in a group. Shaggy and Scooby weren't sure if the woman was bitten or not, but Ox was more curious. Miss? Ox asked the woman. She turned around and noticed the group of survivors. We're not going to hurt you, Ox reassured her. Who are you guys? The woman asked, hoping that the group of survivors wouldn't hurt her. We're the Hex Girls and Mystery Inc. Inc. is with us, Thorn began. We're not going to hurt you. Are you bitten? No, I've been clean ever since the outbreak started, the woman replied, slowly walking up towards the group. She's heavily pregnant, so we can't turn her down, Ox said to the others. We need to know who she is, Dusk replied. What's your name, ma'am? Ox asked. Jody. My name is Jody, Jody replied. I got separated from my group and I've been alone and into hiding ever since. We can't just let her in, Luna whispered to Thorn. Look, Luna, she's harmless and pregnant, Thorn replied. I don't see anything wrong with her. If she wasn't a good person, she would have tried to kill us by now. Could we trust her? Shaggy asked. Yes, she's harmless by the looks of it, Thorn replied. Ox, we have to take her back to Dog's stockade. She'll die out here. You're right, Sally. With those things and mutated ones out there, there's no way Jody nor the baby could survive. Me along with Shaggy and Scooby will take her back to the stockade. Ox said, "You three keep going on the mission. I sure hope Dog's son is alright." As the group split up from each other, the Hex Girls found a supermarket ahead of them. "Here's a shortcut through here." "This is what Dog said," Dusk said. We shouldn't go in there. It might be dangerous," Luna warned. "I trust Dusk that this is just a shortcut, Luna. It's too bad if you don't like it," Thorn replied. As the Hex Girls walked inside the supermarket, they can see a door ahead of them. It leads to the back of the store. They can see some bodies on the ground, and some were old, and some were bloodied. It was a sickening smell, but the Hex Girls held back their vomit as they soon saw a dog in one of the aisles. He was just skin and muscle. No fur whatsoever. "What the hell?" Luna asked in confusion about the dog. He had no patches of fur whatsoever. "Fur? Why does this dog have no fur on it?" "It looks injured or something," Dusk replied. "I have a bad feeling about this, girls. That dog might be a mutated one," Thorn warned Dusk and Luna. "Nasta did say that there are mutated zombies here, so it looks like it's a mutated zombie dog." "Man, this dog, he has like flesh sewing and muscle." Luna nearly gagged. Thorn pointed her shotgun at the zombie dog. When she pointed at the zombie dog, or the mutated one for that matter, she shot it down. The loud gunshot attracted another zombie, but this zombie was a different mutated one. "Thorn, what the hell is that thing?" Dusk asked while pointing at the mutated zombie. "I have no clue. We better run," Thorn instructed as the Hex Girls ran away from the mutated zombie. The mutated zombie followed the Hex Girls back outside the back of the supermarket. "What do we do?" "We'll have to start shooting that thing down," Thorn replied. The Hex Girls saw the mutated zombie had a blade for its arm. "He's got a blade?" Dusk shrieked. "Yeah, and we better stay away from that." Thorn got her shotgun and began to shoot down the zombie. The mutated one for that. Dusk and Luna also began to shoot down the mutated zombie. But however, when the mutated zombie attacked, Thorn got a cut from the zombie's bladed arm. Thorn groaned in pain, but continued to shoot until the mutated zombie was down. "Is it dead?" Dusk asked. "Yeah, it looks like it," Thorn replied. Just then, Luna and Dusk saw that Thorn's arm was bleeding. "Thorn, your arm's bleeding," Luna pointed as Thorn looked at the cut on her arm. The mutated zombie blade had definitely cut her arm. "Arrgh!" Thorn cursed under her breath. "Well, why not we try to find some rags or something? Clean ones to stop the bleeding," Dusk suggested as she found some clean rags from inside of an abandoned car. So she also found a first aid kit. "You okay?" Luna asked. "Yeah, I'll be fine," Thorn said. "God damn it, my arm hurts." "When we get back to Dog Stockade, the nurses can treat your wound in room," Dusk began as she wound up just the wound with clean rags, and then wrapped Thorn's arm up. She then tightened the bandage, only to keep Thorn's arm from bleeding out. "That will do for now," Thorn said as she and her friends kept walking. After walking for a while, they came across the warehouse. "This is the one that Dog and he said where he sent his men to find his son," Dusk said while looking at the warehouse. "We're just going in, girls, but stay quiet and follow me," Thorn instructed. She opened the warehouse door and looked around. There were no zombies in sight as she motioned her friends inside the warehouse, and they followed her. "With no one in sight, so there has to be someone here," Luna said. So the Hex Girl saw a trail of blood on the ground that followed it upstairs to the warehouse. Once they got upstairs to the second floor, they could see the trail of blood leading to a closed door. "The trail of blood stops at the closed door," Thorn said as she examined more of the blood. "I sure hope he's not dead, but I might fear the worst." Thorn then walked up to the closed door, followed by Dusk and Luna. "Hello?" Thorn called as she knocked on the door. "Who's there?" a voice asked from the other side. "We've been sent here by Dog. He wants us to find you," Thorn replied. "Are any of you girls bitten?" the voice asked. "Nope, we're clean as a whistle," Dusk said as the door creaked open, and stepped out was a man. He was at least 1.5 feet tall, and he had brown hair with green hazel eyes. He even had a beard, and his skin was a light tone color. "Are you the only survivor?" Luna asked. "I was with my men on a mission. We were sent here because a girl was trapped inside," the man began. "But when we got there, this woman had 2 heads and she screamed." "Oh my god, what did she do?" Thorne asked. It turned out to be that she was infected, and she got caught the attention of a horde of zombies. We tried to fight them, but we soon started to run low on ammo, so me and my buddy hid in this room while the rest fought them off. But after a while, there were no gunshots. It was just silent, the man replied. My buddy died from blood loss, and he was bitten, so I had to put him out of his misery. That's so sad. I feel sorry for you, Luna said. Dog thought you were dead, and he hasn't heard from you in for days, Thorne added. So when we get the dog's stockade, he sent us to get you. I thank you girls for finding me. I sure hope my dad's okay, the man said. My name's Lunar, and I'm the son of Dog. Well, Lunar, we're the Hex Girls. Thorne began to introduce the band. I'm Thorne, and these two are my bandmates, Dusk and Luna. I've heard of you guys in the Mystery Inc., Luna replied. Are any of the zombies still out there? Nope, the area's clear, Luna said. Dog is worried about you, so let's head back. The Hex Girls all of Lunar headed back towards Dog's stockade, and they saw a wounded dog on the ground. What happened? Thorne asked as the wounded guard. A creature attacked us and killed two of us, the wounded guard explained. What was that? Thorne asked again, just as Mystery Inc. headed outside with some doctors. Just one of the guards told me what happened, Fred interrupted. We just got back here and found this, Dusk replied. Thorne then began to clean up the wounds on the guard. Here, some rags will hold it in place where it's bleeding, Thorne instructed the guard. He said someone attacked them, Luna began. 2 guards were killed, but this one is wounded. We'll have to take him to my clinic area. One of the doctors said that they can escort the wounded guard. What was that attacked him? Velma asked. He said a creature did it, but I believe it was a cat creature, one of the guards replied. It was a female cat creature. She had black hair and was wearing red and purple. We fought them before, and that's Lena Dupree, Daphne said. We encountered her, Simona, and Jock back in Moonscar Island, Fred added. But since they were nice to us at first, but they showed their true colors soon after, as they turned into cat creatures, we found out more on why the zombies are on the island. Wow, that might have been rough, Lunar replied as Dog walked out of his hideout, but he stopped when he recognized someone. Lunar? Dog asked. He then was in front of Lunar. You're alive? I am, Dad. I'm glad you're alive, Lunar replied as he and his dad embraced into a hug. I'm so glad you're home, Lunar. My son, my family is home. My son is finally home, Dog exclaimed as the guards and everyone else clapped, and they knew that father and son were finally reunited. My friends that you sent got me home, and I couldn't have made it back without them, Lunar said. Girls, I want to thank you so much for helping get my son home, Dog said to the Hex Girls. It was no problem, Dog. All we cared about is saving your son and having him to come home, Thorne replied. Well, game, it seems like father and son are finally back together, Fred said to the gang. One of the guards clapped and handed the officers a handful of fur, Velma added, and they're working on how they can kill the cat creatures. Faster the better, Luna replied. Since my son is home, this calls for a celebration, Dog exclaimed as the gang cheered. Sometime shortly after Lunar was home, the guards had the security cameras and turrets outside of the stockade. Are you sure it's a good idea, Dog? Daphne asked. What if the zombies attacks or the raiders? Well, we have strong security here, so when the guards are not on duty, the guard said to Daphne, we've done this many times and we know what we're doing. Later on that evening, the Hex Girls were getting ready to go to the party that Dog was hosting. The party was happening in the lounge bar area section of the stockade, and Luna was getting ready at the one end of the room. So Luna, do you like him? Dusk asked, only asked if Luna liked Lunar. Who? Luna asked. What are you talking about, Dusk? Do you like Lunar? Dusk asked again. That's what I'm asking you. What makes you think I like him? Luna replied with a question. It's the way that you're looking at him. He might be someone for you, Dusk said. Well, Lunar and I just met, Dusk. How could you be sure that he likes me romantically? Luna asked. Yeah, I think he likes you a lot, Dusk replied. I just have that feeling. Do you think he likes me? Luna asked. I don't know if I should talk to him. Just do some small talk to get to know him, Luna, Thorne suggested as she walked out of the bathroom. As soon as you two get to know each other, start hanging out with him more. Well, that's true. I guess I can give him a chance. He is kind of cute, Luna sighed. You admitted it! Dusk exclaimed happily. Luna admitted it. She likes Lunar. Will you not shut that out loud? Luna said in an annoyed voice. Oh, sorry, Dusk replied. I'm sure he'll like you, Luna. Maybe coming with us to the party would be a great idea, Foreign reassured her friend. Lunar would want to get to know you more. Plus, I can see that you like him. Do you really think so, Foreign? Luna asked. I just know he will, Luna, so let's all head down to the party and have fun, Foreign replied. The Hex Girls headed down towards the lounge/bar area of the party. Once they were down there, there was a lot of food and drinks being served. As Luna was approaching the bar of the table where the bartenders are, she ordered herself a drink, and Lunar noticed Luna and sat beside her. He ordered himself a drink as well. Hey, I want to say thank you for saving me, Lunar began a conversation with Luna. Well, it's not really a rescue per se, but let's just put it that way. No problem, Lunar. I'm glad we did that, Luna replied. A parent losing their child is heartbreaking. It sure is, Lunar said. I want to talk to you, Luna, to get to know you more. Well, I guess tonight's a better night than any other time, Luna began. So, what do you do in your father's stockade? I just usually help my dad with stuff, Lunar explained. Sometimes I would go out on missions, but most of the time are getting food and stuff. Well, that's good. Everyone does play a part in the outbreak, Luna replied. I'm Luna if you didn't already know. Well, Luna, I already met you, but nice to meet you anyway. Sorry we didn't get to chat much. I knew the zombies would be there if we stayed. I would have been a goner, Lunar said. Sometimes I wish I wasn't in this world during the outbreak. I understand, Lunar. The outbreak is already taking its toll on us, Luna replied comfortably. Some people just have lost their mind. The whole world has gone crazy. Yeah, I can agree, Luna. At least when you're with the police and people that you know, these things are not always bad, Luna said. Even through hard times like right now, this outbreak is a tough time for everybody to handle. As the party went on, everyone was having a good time. The Hex Girls were feeling tired, and so did Mystery Inc., so they all decided to head up to their rooms for bed early. They sure did have a good time, but by the time they were into their own rooms, they got changed into comfortable clothes and headed to bed. The next morning, Foreign's eyes opened wide as she stared at the ceiling in bed. She heard something that she didn't expect to be woken by. Loud yelling and screaming echoed through the halls. She just had to know what was going on, so Foreign got dressed and walked out of her room. As she walked down the hall until she saw someone that she's never seen before, it was a creature.